Good morning, fellow White Shavers. Welcome to the White Shave Experience. I'm your host, Brian. Today is a double shave tribute day in a sense. First of all, it's Friday, so I am going with the hashtag First Line Shave Friday theme still. So today for my soap, I will be using Fallout. And it is also still Tribute Shave Week. And so today's Tribute Shave Week is to the creator of the hashtag First Line Shave Friday shave and the Tribute Week shave. And that is none other than Shave 326. So Ken, this one goes out to you. So should we start off like Ken? Aloha shavers, what's up? Today I'll be using First Line Shave's Fallout. This is a very, very nice scent. I really enjoy it. You can see the soap there is a little soft. You can see where I dug out the soap from my bowl this morning when I lathered. You can obviously see this soap has vanilla in it. And as you dig down and you get beyond the oxidation point, the soap actually starts to get lighter in color. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that. And this is in their 3.0 base, which is their newest base. It's an excellent base. I really enjoy it. Scent notes on this: violet leaf accord, bergamot oil, coriander seed oil on the top, middle rose oil, lily of the valley accord, and black pepper oil. And the base has ambergris accord, patchouli heart, and vanilla bourbon, which is, you get the vanilla oxidation in the soap. And there's quite a bit of notes on the scent, but it's just really blended very well. I can't pick out anything in particular specifically as a single note. This is based or inspired by the scent Tuxedo, the fragrance Tuxedo. So I think all of First Line and Michael's stuff is inspired by some sort of other fragrance that as far as I know, I will be using the matching splash as well. For today's shave, I will be using the carve on the B plate, and this is a third use Perma-Sharp. And then for a brush, so I debated on what kind of brush to use, because I went with it, but I used a boar brush. This has probably never been broken in. This is a Van der Hagen boar brush, and I think it came with a bowl and brush set that I got at like the local drugstore for like $6 or something. So it's definitely not a super high quality boar, but Ken is moving from badger to boar, and also he uses a lot of synthetics. So he's divesting all of his badger, which, you know, he had an immense collection of badger brushes, and I think I heard Mike say at one point he thought he had the maybe world's largest collection of beehive Paladin badger brushes. So anyways, I'm gonna make this work and go with this probably never before used Van der Hagen boar brush in honor of Ken. I was gonna use a synthetic, and when I first started, I had some back and forth communication with Ken, and I was looking at some badger brushes, and he had a lot of badger brushes, so I thought that was kind of the way to go. But on the side, he kind of messaged me and said, hey, you know, you don't need to spend a lot on these badger brushes. I just do, and but I would go with a synthetic brush. And you know, then I ended up with a Tuxedo Knot synthetic brush, and then I got the PAA Aerolite. I also almost used today the PAA Starcraft, which is also a synthetic. And I have one badger brush, which is the Heritage Collection brush. I like it a lot. You know, I know there's a lot of debate on there about synthetic on Reddit or Facebook or whatever in the groups about synthetic versus badger. I'm kind of an equal opportunity brush user. If it works for me, then great, whether it's synthetic or not. The one thing I like about synthetic, I think they're more predictable, they're easier to take care of, and they're typically a lot less expensive. So I will also be using the Pro Rosso pre-shave in this shave. And I got in CBD's Mister. So I'm gonna give this a try. I tried it a little bit last night and I sprayed it all over the place in so I don't know how he does it, but it kept getting in my eyes. My shirt got all wet. So I'm gonna try it today and see if it works. I put some warm water in here and we'll see. It's misting, so let's give it a go. I mean, it is a nice mist. It doesn't seem like it's putting a lot of water on your face, but it actually is. It's like dripping down my neck. You probably can't see that on the camera, but anyway, it's not bad. So we'll give it a whirl. At least you didn't have to hear the water splash in the video, right? So maybe that's a plus for you. Maybe you don't care. And I forgot to use my pre-shave, so just realized already I'm out of sequence here, but you know what? I probably don't need it with this soap, so we'll just put it to the side for the day. And we'll see how many, oh, this thing is, I had a little trouble lathering this morning. I'm definitely very hydrated here and very thin. I got a big old dollop on my shirt. And I think it was just the boar brush and not having really used it, and it not being broken in. But as with anything, you just roll with it. We're on camera, so I'm not gonna start over. Plenty of water in this for sure. Maybe too much, but I definitely don't have the best lather going on today. Could be the extra water. I know that mister actually does, like I said, put a lot of water on your face. So for those of you who are watching, we're gonna have to blame Ken for this, really. He was kind of my inspiration to do this. I watched a lot of YouTubers, and a lot of guys put a lot of work and effort, and even Ken puts a lot of work and effort, but you know, just kind of going back and forth with him about doing it. Like I said, I was considering doing it, and I think I gotta, there we go, boar brush hair number 1. Kind of going back and forth with Ken quite a bit and considering doing this. And I think in one of my earlier videos, if you caught it, happened to catch it, I kind of said one of the reasons I wanted to do this is I sometimes have to speak in front of groups of people, and I'm a little bit more reserved of a person as well, especially when I'm in groups of people that I don't know all that well, as I'm sure a lot of people are. Very, very good at residual slickness, by the way, on this. If you can't tell, I am a fan of First Lime and the 3.0 base. Anyways, I kind of wanted to do this to kind of get out of my comfort zone a little bit. It's not something I would normally do. And I also wanted to kind of try to be able to speak a little bit better in front of people. And I know there's no live people here. That makes it a little bit different, but you still have to think about what you're saying when you're on camera to a certain extent. Although I don't do, to be honest with you, I don't do a ton of like practicing in terms of practicing in front of the mirror and speaking or doing a shave. I do a little work on the soap or the soap maker or whatever, just so I have some stuff to share that I think maybe folks would get something out of it at least. So anyways, he inspired me to do this, to be honest with you. He was probably my most watched YouTuber. He's relatively new, although not as new as me. I think he's been doing this for 9 or 10 months now. And I think I'm in month 4, 4.5, something like that. So he's definitely ahead of me in time, but I also appreciate some of the stuff he has to say. I think he raises some good questions. You know, one of the things I didn't do today, I guess that maybe I meant to do, was Things like, do you sanitize the platform before the shave or after the shave? You brought up a good point. You know, most aftershaves have alcohol in it. Alcohol being an antiseptic. So when do you, like in the medical community, you use antisepsis before a procedure or before a shot? When you go to get a shot, they rub alcohol on your arm or they put the needle in it. We tend to use it after the shave, after the little micro cuts are in your face. So at that point, is it antisepsis or is it just there to tighten your skin? Anyways, he raises just a lot of good questions. It's a lot of good points that he brings up. I think to a certain extent, he challenges the status quo a little bit. And maybe that's just part of being new, part of having questions himself about different things. And I think it's a good thing. He's fortunate enough to be able to try a lot of different equipment. I mean, he straight shaves, he shavette shaves, you know, commissary shaves. I'm waiting for him to throw out the butter knife shave, but I don't think that's gonna cut much. Anyways, there's another boar hair right there. Not shedding too bad actually, as I thought it would. I did pull out a few hairs that I saw sticking out before I started. Anyways, some of us affectionately call him Ken-abler. I know, I call him Ken-abler. He has enabled me, one, to do these videos to begin with and start a YouTube channel, which I never in my wildest dreams when I got into wet shaving did I think I would ever do something like that. He has enabled me to buy more soap, that's for sure. At some point, I'm sure he's going to have enabled me to buy a haircut and shave company razor, which I really want to try. And someday I might. Hopefully will. That's his goat razor, greatest of all time. I think he likes a positive exposure, the P076. And he is getting quite a collection of them. I don't like as much blade exposure. I definitely want to try the neutral or the N075. Yeah, there we go, another hair. At some point anyways. And he does a lot of comparison, which I think is cool. Like he'll compare one soap base to another, like on half of his face, another on the other half, or he'll compare two razors. Like I think he was comparing like the P075 and the N075 on one side of his face or another in the same shave. So ultimately it comes down to personal preference, but it is kind of cool to see him do some of those and get his opinion on whether something is better than another or works better than another or not. All right, let's mist. Not too bad. It gets in my eyes a little bit, but I think I might rather kind of like that actually. All right, let's do the third and final pass. And like I said, folks, I definitely did not get the best lather today using this boar brush. I don't know, some of those Badger brushes Ken had were just really super dang cool. I don't know if I'd have been able to divest all those, but he did, or is. I think he's almost rid of most of them anyways. really pretty thin there, but I think it'll still do the job. Trying to get all the soap I can out of this brush. I don't like when the soap's on my lips, I don't know. Like when you can taste it. Who's the one that came up with the hold the razor like a drumstick kind of thing too? So. So I hope everybody's had a good week. It is Friday and it is my work week Friday. So last day of work for the week for me. So that's exciting. Oh, and it's payday. Ooh, double bonus. And this is my 11th shave on camera. Yeah, not the thickest lather, but still plenty slick. Like I said, it's First Line Shave Friday. Trying to follow Ken's themes as best I can. Next week is, give a shout out to Moon Soaps Week. And there's my son. Hey buddy, how are ya? Oh, I think the light bothered him. I got up a little late today. I don't know how I overslept my alarm, but I did. So I'm just gonna do some cleanup on the neck. But I overslept my alarm by like 25 minutes today. I don't know how that happened. So I'm not surprised he came in today. Well, I'll try a little against the grain here. I don't always, looks like I got a little weeper right there. I don't know. All right, well, I'm gonna call that good enough. All right, I am gonna rinse the face though. And this is just a really good scent. It's probably I've got 4 of the First Line products. I've got Fallout, Dapper Man, Del Mar, and also Razor Ruby Undead. And this is definitely it's a cologne scent, cologne dupe. So if you like cologne dupes, I think this is probably my top of First Line. It's tough to call the scents that I have if I were doing a top 4, because I have 4. But I would say that this and probably Dapper Man would be my top 1 and 2, followed by Razor Ruby and then Del Mar. I know they're having another release coming out this month. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it looks pretty cool, like Kiwata or something like that. And I really want to get Star Odyssey. I was able to smell that one, and that one smells fantastic. So anyways, I didn't talk a whole lot about the soap today because I was trying to tribute Ken. He doesn't always talk a lot about the soap. He talks a lot more about equipment than soap usually. So if you really want like some thoughts on straight razors, shavettes, other types of razors, his channel is the channel to watch. He does talk about the soap a little bit, but he doesn't do like an in-depth review of scent notes and all that kind of stuff. So, but this is a good scent. It's a good base. Has a lot of good butters in it, and I'm also going to use the matching splash. I really like their splash. I like that their. I'm gonna try to get this on there. And I don't know, you probably can't see that on camera, can you, without me spilling it? Anyways, I really like their splash. It has a nice feel to it. And the scent on their splashes lasts a long time. I mean, sometimes you put a splash on and maybe you like that, maybe you don't, but sometimes you put a splash on and a couple hours later, you know, it's mostly gone. You might get a whiff of it here and there. I find like with Fallout, when I get home from work at the end of the day, I can still smell it pretty good. So for me, it's not even one that, and I don't use a lot of EDPs or EDTs, or any really actually, to be honest. But if you use them, maybe with this splash, not to, sorry, Michael, I know you're also selling the EDPs, but I don't know if you need one or not. I mean, if you really do, then great, but I really think this splash scent lasts a long time, and it feels good on your skin. I feel like my skin feels good after I use it. So I'm a fan of First Line. It's a little bit pricier on the soap. I think it's $23 for 4 ounces of soap, which is a little bit on the more pricey side. You're over $5 an ounce. $1 does go to Backstoppers, which is a charity that he supports. Michael Riley, the owner, I think is a police officer, if I'm not mistaken. And so $1 goes to Backstoppers, which supports families of fallen first responders, excuse me. So anyways, I like this soap. I'm a fan. Ken, this goes out to you. Thank you. I appreciate all the advice. I appreciate all the help. I appreciate all the information you give. I like watching your videos, and you truly did inspire me to do this. So aloha and have a great day.